Today we have some Motorola, some kind of radios. I'm not sure the models. We'll take a look. I don't get many requests, but someone actually had asked me if I could work on. It was this green one. I have this red one as well. The red one is missing a knob, so I think we'll stick with the green one for now anyway, and we can use this one if we need tubes or anything, because I don't have tubes. I do not have any tubes. It's a model, what is that, 51M1U from August 3rd of 1950. It's got a plug in there. Let's look at the inside of this one as well. Let's see. Ooh. Actually, this one is a 51M1U. That's a 5... What is that? Wait, 51... Am I reading that right? It's got some schmutz on there. Some schmutz. It looks like 51M1U. And this one is a 5M2U. So I don't know. Maybe it's a little different. Is there a date on that one? She's flopping down. Is there a date? Is there a date? Do we see a date on there? Get the finger away from the lens. I need different camera. I got the crappiest cameras. I need some better cameras, so I'm going to continue this escapade of YouTube. Look at that. It says... I can't read that. Does that say 1951? Is that what that says? 1951? So the red one's a year older, it looks like. 1951. Well, how could that be? The 52U is an older radio? Maybe I'm reading that wrong. I don't know. April 30th. It sure looks like 1951. I'm sure it says 51. The tube complement is 1R5, 1U4, 1U5, 3S4. Is that the other one there? Yeah, 3S4. So the tubes are the same, it looks like. Anyway, we'll go ahead and, since both of the knobs are on that one, we'll go ahead and give that one a whirl. We did plug it in on one of my videos. I did plug this in, and it just made a bunch of noise. So we'll go ahead and let me get all set up here, and then I'll come back. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, let's go ahead. I did plug it in about a month ago, so I'm not too concerned. Well, you know, I will go ahead and we'll ramp it up. I'm not going to waste too much time ramping it up. We'll ramp it up a little bit. I just don't want to get electrocuted. I don't know how... where's the switch? Is there a switch on here? How do you... Oh, maybe I think when you just open the cover and it turns on. I think that's how it works. I hear buzzing already coming out of it. Let's get up to 120. Ooh. I see something in the speaker, but you know, I've seen in some of these old radios where they stuff cotton behind. Let me see if the other one has it. I'm not sure why they do that, but I've seen that where there's cotton, and this one doesn't have it, so maybe there is something in there. I don't know. Unless I just get radios that people stuff cotton in the speaker, I don't know. So it makes some goofy noises. Nothing substantial, so we're going to just go ahead and turn it off for now. Oh, look, a tube. Oh, you know what? Now I remember. When I was looking at it, I took a tube out of the socket, and I was having a hard time getting it back in, so I just dumped it inside. So we got to get that tube back in first. Nothing is easy with this thing because it's so tiny, but let's see. Let me close the front. Close that front. Alright, let's see. And get that tube back in that socket there. It's just very difficult to get. Where's the little... You know, it's pretty clean inside. For such a 1950s, and early 50s at that. Come on, baby, get back in there. Yeah, there you go. Nothing. There's the, you know, so we got, let's see, 1, 2, so if I can get the third pin into this hole right here, then I know I got it facing correctly. Because I really, there you go, look at that. Like a glove on a foot. It's like putting a glove on a foot. Alright, see that? Can you see that little, I hope that's cotton, not like a bug nest. No, it looks like cotton. There's definitely cotton stuffed in that speaker. I don't know, I've seen it before, but I can't, I don't know. Whatever, we'll just leave it there for now. It's always possible somebody stuffed it in there because it wasn't working or something. Alright, let's plug it back in and see. Let's see this time. It's upside down, but I think first thing we're going to do is tackle the the 60 hertz filter, because how does this thing come apart? The chassis is on the top. It looks like, I don't know. I just don't know. It's in there pretty solidly, but how does it come apart? Does it come apart from the front? You have to pull the knobs off to get the... No, it doesn't look like it, but I mean, they're going to have to come off anyway. We'll figure it out. You know what? I'm going to pause it until I get the chassis out, and then I'll be back, so we're not wasting too much time. I'll be back. Alright, we're back. You know, I got the radio chassis out, and as you can see, whatever that cotton is pushing right through the cone, so something tells me it's not supposed to be in there, so we're going to pull it out. Maybe the speaker was rubbing or something. Somebody just thought, oh, that'll be a great idea to stuff cotton in there to get it to stop making noise. Look at that. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. How ridiculous. So now they ruined the speaker for sure. It was in there a long time too. The speaker has a new shape. We'll see if we can fix that. I know that speaker is so crispy, there's no way I would be able to really do anything. Look, there's a little bug in there too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, and I gotta cut that out. I hate bugs. Anyway. I hate bugs. But let's see. Let's see. Here's the cap. You know, I mean, there's just such a few of them in here anyway. I hate to blow these tubes. That's the thing about 1-volt tubes is, you know, you could pop them real easy, especially when you're messing with caps. And, you know, sometimes these two wires go to the front. Sometimes you mess with those caps, and if you put one that's charged, like for instance, if you put a larger cap than that went in here and it was charged up, well, it's a 150 volt cap anyway, but and when you put the cap in the circuit and it discharge, it could actually blow the filaments in those 1-volt tubes. So you always got to be real careful and make sure that when you put a new cap in, or if you're jumping caps or whatever you're doing, that the cap is not charged. You will be sorry. I don't have tubes, so working on these is more difficult for me because I just don't have replacement tubes. I just recently bought like I don't know, 20 or so tubes that were in a box because I wanted to test some tube testers that I had. But that's about it. That's all I got. All right, so this you know what? Let's get out the. Where is that? I have it down here. You know what? We're gonna do that. We'll grab the Sencor. Let's grab the Sencor. We don't have a lot of room up here, but we're gonna make some room for the Sencor. We'll go ahead and give stuff a test on the old Sencor. Oh, wow. Let's see, there's the power pack for it. There it is. Alright. Let's move that to the side for a minute. That's good. Let me get this set up here. Hang on. The Sencor is kind of large in size, so oh, I have some other. Let's see, we get that if we can see it. I have some other LCR meters that are smaller, but this one's just a lot cooler. And I just got it, and it does a lot more. But anyway. Let's see. Let's move the parts set out of the way for now. All right, part set is out of the way. All right, let's see. I like to try to keep things neat, although every electronics guy that I ever known, all messy. We're all messy people. Alright, so I don't know how you know what's what here. Unless it's 40-40-250 and 40-40-250 maybe. Maybe that's how it goes. I don't know. What I'm going to do is, let's see. The wire is right. Let me, it's going to be bad anyway, so I'm going to cut it right here, and then we'll be able to maybe get it back a little bit. Oh, it's just I didn't realize that. It's just like heat shrink on there. So we think this is maybe a 40. Let's see, and this is the negative side. This radio again has that smell, that old electronic smell. I don't know if you really have to set any of this to just do like the value test, but we'll do it anyway. I think that one is the 40 microfarad. What did I say it was? 150 volts. Let's see, capacitor value. 43, oh, it went down to 29, 27. That's interesting. It said 40 at first, now it went down to the 20s. That's not too good. Oh, the negative side came off. Be nice if I can get that on there a little better. Get that on there well. Let's see. Value, let's see that again. Goes to 40 down to 26. That's very strange. I would have to assume it's bad. Very strange. So, well, let's see. Yeah, let's do ESR. 510 ohms. Not too good. Let's let that drain off. All right, let me find. Let's see. I'm just gonna. Well, let's do the other one. We can do the. Let's see the second one here. Let's push that wire back. Let's see. Maybe we'll do just a value check on this one. I don't want to push voltage into the set. Error 7. I guess it has to be cut out, unless it's just bad. Let's cut it out. Let's try it again. Error, so what is that? I wonder what that means. I've seen that before, the error 7. I have a feeling it's just bad. Yeah, that cap is probably shorted, or at least that side, and it comes up just, oop. So we're going to have to change it anyway. It looks like this may have been changed at one time before. It's been taped down here. So, alright, let me go ahead and I'm going to grab a couple of caps and we'll get this changed. And I'll be right back. Actually, you know what, we'll check the 250 first and then we'll do the 250 first. Let's do that first and then we'll go. Okay, so 250 microfarad. Yeah, that cap is bad. Well, I kind of knew it was bad anyway, but alright, so we need 240s and a 250 at 150 volts. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, we got a couple, let's see. We got a 220 to replace the 250 because that's all I got right now at that voltage. And a 47 at 160 and another 47 at 160, so I think those caps may be worth more than the whole radio itself. So let's give it a whirl. Alright, so these two had the 40s and this one, the white one at the bottom, look at that, it's even loose in there. I didn't even notice that, but that wire is loose in the cap itself. So that probably wasn't a good start for this whole thing. And this is the negative, so let's just get that negative wire off there. Let's give it the old snipperoo. Let's figure out how we're going to do this. First of all, we got to get all these caps back into this one spot. So the 240s, we got to get all the negatives together. There's the positive. Am I in the frame here? I guess if I stay and come a little back there, there you go. So if I just stay here, we should be okay. Alright, so there's the negative, there's the positive. The negatives, we got to get the negatives together. I've seen where guys will put, you should twist it the other way usually, but let's see. Where's the long nose? I have a long schnoz plier. There you go. Let's just see if that's, it should, you know, even if we put, look at that, it came right apart. I got to solder. If we put all of these in that spot where that big cap came out of it, they'll probably all fit anyway. But I should probably do the ones that are underneath it first. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe we can do that. What is this one here? Let's see what that is. Let's see what that big boy is. I have to get, I don't want to just change caps though. This is a 0.05. I love these paper caps. What's that one there? She's all wrapped up. She's all wrapped up. I guess there are only 3 of them. Well, this one actually has like a coil wrapped around it. You know, that one's going to probably throw me for a little bit of a loop. So, I don't know. I'm sure somebody else knows what that is, but I do not. So I think we're going to have to leave that one for now. Alright, well, Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about that one. But we certainly could change these. That's a .05, and it's easy to get to. What's the one underneath? Another .05. 100 volts. You know, it's weird. Everything in here has got wax on it. Everything, not just the caps. Everything's got wax all over. Let me see if I can grab some .05s. I have to go in the other room again. And I have to go. Oh. All right, hang on. I got to go back in the other room. I'll be right back. Well, I got a. Where are they? Let's see. We got a couple of. I got a bunch of these old caps similar, but I'm thinking they're probably not going to be any good. So. But I do have these newer garbage. I think they're probably Chinese. I don't know. I got bags full of these. And they're what are they? .047s, which are close enough. I have a feeling these .05s were probably not even close to that anyway. So let's see. How am I going to do this? Should I put some heat shrink on there? We got plenty of these little boxes of heat shrink, so maybe we can just do that. I know it's kind of difficult, especially when the wires are short. It's kind of difficult to put heat shrink on them because you wind up. I'm just going to J-hook them in there, I think. Let me see. There's just so many wires on these connections that I'm not even going to try to pull it out. I think we can just make a new connection by making that little J, and then just get it really close and just hook it right in there. I think it'll be just fine. I don't think it's going to make any bit of difference. So there's that one. So that one's the same. This one here, this .05 right there. This one's going to be, well, those are in the same exact place, so we're just going to cut this one off. We'll just use that one spot to do that one. And then let's see if I can grab, this one goes all the way out to there. Let's see if I can grab a piece of this off without pulling the entire insulation off. Let's see. We're going to grab it like that and squeeze tight so we don't pull it off. Come on, we clipped it off. These are pretty sharp. Cutters, so they don't want to cooperate too well. You know what? We're going to pull it out here, and I'll do it because it's right here. We'll pull it out here and then I'll push it back in. Come on, get out there. I just want to grab the one. Of course, there's that's one thing about these hand-wired radios, is that alright, let's try it again. Let's just see if we can do it gently this time. That's why it's, in some cases, it's good to have like an old there you go, that's fine. It's good to have like an old, dull pair of cutters. Let's see if I'm still in the view. Yep, we is. Alright. So let's go ahead and let's get that in hand. Make that a little U. Or a J, whatever, however you prefer. We'll get, let's see. I guess we could solder this side on first. We'll make that side a bit longer. Alright, there's one. Where's the other one? Let's see. so handsome. There's so many wires on this one connection here. It's kind of... Get in there, stay there, don't move. Alright, we'll get this one here in the same place because they both had the same. Alright, let's solder that one on and then I can clip the extra off. Sometimes, you know, if you're serious about keeping one of these radios, and you do, you'd want to try not to bend the lead at the capacitor itself. It kind of breaks the seal. You want to kind of have like a little, just a little bit of it coming down where it's, you know, kind of like this. I don't know if you can see this enough. When you bend the cap, you want to kind of leave the very edge of it straight and kind of bend it like that, so you're not disrupting the ceramic seal. So anyway, then the other one is going to go, it doesn't matter because they're both exactly the same. So we'll put that one here. I guess I could put a little bit of heat shrink over that one. Let's see, we got some nice bright yellow heat shrink, so we can use that. Let's pull that back out real quick. Let's see. And this way it doesn't really matter if it gets shrunken because it's already going to be in place, so it's not going to matter. There you go. There you go. Yeah, somebody had asked me to change caps in a radio, so I thought, why not? I like working on these old, I don't have schematics and stuff, and it's hard, you know. I have to ask people, and I know it's tough. I know, I get it. I know life is difficult, and I know sometimes it's tough, and but you know, I had the opportunity. If it comes up again, I will take them. But you know, when I cleared out a TV shop and they had all these SAMs, and I didn't take them, and I actually thought to myself, what am I going to do with them? But you know, now I think that wasn't a good idea. And the sad part is all of those went in the trash too. They just dumped all of them with the file cabinets and everything. They just dumped it all. Anyway, I think that's okay. I don't think that's going to touch anything. It's kind of all, it's supported by some other wires too. Let's see, where's this beautiful capacitor we took out of that? These have to go back. Alright, so now we're going to go back to the, let me see, we could probably just leave this right here. Just, I could have put a little piece of heat shrink on that one, but too late. It's not going to be in the way anyway, but let's go ahead and get that pushed down in there just so it's out of the way. Yeah, there's plenty of room anyway. Alright, so we got to get these. We needed the 240s and the whatever it was, 250, which is going to be traded out with a, let me see, I think even if they're like this, they'll still fit in there, I think. So I guess we could put the 240s in first. Let me go ahead and solder this on there. Just solder them together anyway. Just for now. I need a solder smoke remover. That would be nice. So I think, let's see. You know, now I don't want to remove this piece because, you know, just in case. I gotta figure this out. And we may have to. These may not fit any other way unless I get this. This is the negative. This was the 250, and those are the. We could put it this way. Let's see. And get this all the way in here. This butte, it's grounded anyway. I don't know what that is with the coil around it, so I'm not touching it. Let me make sure this thing's still on. Yeah, it is. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to replace that one, but I'll leave all the stuff loose in a way so it can be replaced if it needs to be. These don't really matter. Oh, come on, baby. Alright, so that was one. Where's the other one? Here's the other one right here. And this is just a piece of like heat shrink or whatever, so I think we're just going to replace the whole piece of heat shrink. Let's get a little larger one on there, a little black one. Yeah, that'll work. So that's the other 40. You know what? I mean, let me see. I think it's going to have to, because it's just not large enough to put, to get it away from the heat. You know, once you start soldering, once you start soldering, it's going to, it's going to shrink the so now this is going to obviously, I don't want to, I'm trying to keep the wire dressed the way it was. This is grounded that side, so I don't think it's going to matter. We're going to have to put some shrink over that one, so let's just do that right now. And then if it's not, so it won't touch. And let's see, this was a 220. I think we have a smaller 220 also, right? I have this 220 at 200 and that, and it's much smaller, so I think we're going to just use a smaller one, just stick it right in there, and then it'll all fit. Look at that. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. I assume this is the negative side. This one's a little harder to read. Yeah, this one's the negative. The negative side. Let's see. I think, yeah, that'll work. Just like that. That'll work. That'll work. That's beautiful. Look how beautiful that is. Don't move until I get you soldered on there. I got to get the negative wire still on there too, but yeah, there you go. That'll work. And then this will be the, I may have to add a little extension to that one, maybe, but we'll see. Alright, so we need this. It's got to go to here. Is that going to matter? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm wondering if I should just put a little more shrink on there, just to, on this 40. Let me see. We could put like this black. It's a little bit larger. And cut it back to right here. and most of it will be covered anyway. There you go. It'll most be covered. I think it'll be fine. Yes. Oh, no, look at that. I was able to push it up. Well, you know, if you... At least it worked that time. Sometimes it doesn't work, but ooh, look, I broke my nail. Alright, so we need this on this. And then I think we'll be okay. We'll get the... Ooh, that one's pretty tight. Where's that solder? Give me that solder. Can we pull this up here? Yeah, it looks like we can. Let's see. Can we get it over the... That's what I'm kind of hoping. We can get it over. Yeah, look at that. It worked out good. Alright, good. Very well, very well. It's a little tight. It's a little tight, but it's working. For the most part, it's there. Alright, so those are the 40s. This one is the... This one already had some tape on it, so let's see if we can get that tape off and see what that looks like in there. Somebody had... I don't know how old that tape is. That tape's still holding pretty well. Yeah, look at that. Looky that, huh? We still got to get this ground. Let's do that first. Let's get that ground wire on there. You can make it a little shorter. Let's get the ground wire on there first. Yeah, it's not going to matter. Go ahead and solder it in there, and then I'll cut the extra piece off. There you go. There you go. Just ready. You can smell the wax heating up on there. I like that smell, that old radio smell. I'm trying to get it as neat as I can. I think we're good. I think it's going to come out okay. I may have to just extend this one. I don't want to... It's already been... The piece has been added to it. At some point, I guess I could just replace the whole wire if I can get it. It's all the way back here. Let me see if I can find a piece of wire. How we doing there? We're doing okay, it looks like. That's the thing, you know. Now I have to. Now I wish I saved a piece of that, of those wire clippings. Alright, hang on a second. I'll be right back. I'm going to find a piece of it. Alright, see you. We back. Let's grab this. We'll pull that off, and it goes right here, so we don't want to lose where it goes. Let's heat the... I guess we could put a little, get some solder on the end of that first. And then we'll go ahead and put some more solder on this. It's right on the tube socket here. Okay. Alright, let's see if that, hopefully that's going to be long enough. I have to put another piece of shrink on there, but without it touching anything. Is it touching anything? No. Oh, come on, go in there. Go down just a little bit more. I'll be happy. Alright, that's fine. Alright, so not that it's going to matter on this side anyway, but because it's not going to fit over the, it's definitely not going to fit over. Get up there, get up there. Let's squish it all together. Squish it all together. So we're just going to have a little bit of space right there. We'll have to, I'll cover it with some. It doesn't matter. There was tape on it before, so, but let's see what we could use. We got all kinds of stuff. I had this, we got oils. We had this stuff that you put over, like a liquid electrical tape I've got somewhere. I got a can of it. Of course, now that I need it, I'm not going to be able to find it. Of course, that's how it goes. That's always how it goes. When you need something, you can't find it. But what else is new? Alright, let's see. You know, the more this kind of stuff you put on, then you'll have to, you know, if you don't do it, you won't have to remove it, but you put this kind of stuff over a wire, and then you'll have to remove it. And then it becomes a real pain when you have to remove it. Alright, well, either way, I think it'll be fine. I need to get some good heat shrink tubing. I have some rolls of it somewhere. You know, I don't know. I don't know where it is at the moment, but just like everything else, I'll find it at some point. But I think that's fine. That'll be fine. Anyway, just have to let that dry up a bit. Anyway, I think that'll suffice regardless. We got it on the bottom. Yeah, we got plenty of it on the bottom. Let me wipe the rest of that off just a little bit. It'll just dry on its own. Alright. So, that's the 3. Ah, I put my finger. Yeah, I told you it's going to be a pain in the butt because that's how this stuff works. It's not a pain in the butt when you don't need it. but when you use it, you know, it gets everywhere. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So this is the ground. This is the. All right. It's all below. So what do you think? You think this is going to work? I guess we're going to give it a whirl. Look at that beautiful. Let's see. What were these white? I think, were these lights or ground? What was it? Where's the front? There it is. There's the case right here. I don't know what that was. That went to, it looks like it's grounds, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what's in there. Is there anything in there? Maybe it was just grounds. I'm not sure. It's connected with a screw on both sides. Could be antenna, maybe? Maybe it's antenna. Could be antenna. Very well could be antenna. I'm not sure. And this poor speaker. Doesn't sound crispy, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Alright, let's, this is the actual switch. It just kind of, when you open the front door, it turns on. Let's go ahead and plug it in and see what happens. And now volume works. Doesn't sound. Well, that doesn't sound too good. We got a little better. Let's move this stuff to the side. Let's move this garbola to the side. Let's put the capacitors to the side. All right. Let's see. I want this one cap here. It's just like, but I just don't know what it is with that coil. I don't know. Let's move this up to the side here so we could take another look. I don't know what it is. Something tells me that that's going to be a problem, but I don't know. I don't know, so for now we're just going to leave it and hope it's something else. There you go. Let's clip that down a little bit so it holds the cap in place. The only thing I don't like is this liquid stuff is going to take such a long time to dry. If I just put electrical tape around it. Right at this spot, you know, maybe I'll just take it back off here. Maybe I'll do that. I'm going to pause it. I'm going to take it off there and I'll come back. I'm going to put heat shrink and it'll be short at the spot where we don't need, where it's safer. Alright, I'll be right. Anyway, I got that wire from that cap replaced there. So, I assume this is the antenna. I don't know. I think it may be. So let's see. I think that wire went to this side, and this wire went to this side. I guess we could try it. I think that's the way it goes. Am I right? Let's see. Is it upside down? Does it matter? I have no idea what those connect to, but I don't know. It's very strange. But it's strange. I think it goes the other way. Well, no, it has to go this way. I don't know. How's that go in there? Yeah, it goes in this way. It definitely goes in that way. Alright, so that means these... Get out of there. These wires have to go to here and here. Stay on there just for a minute. Let's give it a... Oh, I guess it's kind of loose. Maybe we can just tighten it up a little bit. Tighten it just a tad, just enough to... And that speaker, I don't know, it's probably gonna have to be replaced. Alright, maybe it'll just stay for a minute without touching anything that it's not supposed to. I guess it's just not gonna, it just doesn't want to behave. This is one of those instances where the wire is just the right size to cause trouble. Alright, let's see. Let's just plug it in. Nothing. There's a... So this has that cracklies. Maybe this... maybe we got that silver mica problem. You know, it's possible. Very possible it has silver mica disease or whatever.
China is moving step by step to be the balance of power shift. The president says we are in Ukraine.
Does this make a difference? I don't know. Well, I guess it does. It got very quiet when I took it off. Hang on a second, somebody's calling me. Hang on a second. I wonder if inside this box here, if there's any caps in there that need to be replaced. This radio, something tells me it has. Hopefully, there's nothing wrong with these coils, because I ain't gonna do that. But, ooh, what's that? What's in there? It looks like some kind of switch or something. But there's no access to the outside. What is that? Well, I don't know. I have no idea. There is a cap in there, all the way at the bottom there is a cap. Let's see if I can get it out. Let's see if we can get it out. We can possibly replace it. It's in a very odd... Oh, actually, it's in an odd place, but it looks like it's not hard to get out if we just bend a couple of components back here. Look at that. Well, they did something good. What value is it? It's a 0.05 at 400 volts. Yeah, 400 volts. 0.05 at 400 volts. 0.05 at 400 volts. What were those other ones? Were those also 0.05s? What did I do with them? Where did I put them? They were all laying here. It was the big one. I think it was a 0.5. No, I don't remember now. Was it 0.05? Yeah, I think it was 0.05. And we put 047. So I guess we'll have to do the same thing. Right, 0.047, because we don't have 0.5s. 47 nanofarads. I think that's what we're gonna have to do. Let's see. Where did I put those old cabs? What did I do with them? How did I know I didn't toss them just yet. Are they underneath it maybe? No. Of course I found the one I'm not looking for. I found. Here it is, right here. Here's one of them. It's it's 0.05. It's the same one, same cap. Alright, let's see. We can do the same thing. We'll just put, let's see. I'm just going to do the same, let's see, I can just we'll get it like right here. You know what, let's put let's see. We'll put a and then I can pull it back afterwards. We'll just put it over past this way, and then we can pull it back, because we don't need, it doesn't have to be that long. Just pull it right, come on. Like to squeeze it together if I can. There you go. There you go. Hold it straight. And this way I can solder it straight. Soldered straight. Cut this piece off right here. Pull that up there like that. Get the old torch. Just enough to heat it up. And that's that. Let's see, and then I could kind of push it back into where it was before, so the bleed dress is mainly the same. Right, it'll be pretty much in the same place, even though this part's much smaller. Alright, so we'll do the same thing over here. We'll just chop it right off right there. Something tells me that the what do you call it in this thing are going to have a problem. The coils, the IF coils. But I guess we're going to see. Can we get that in there? There's like tape wrap. I don't know if that tape is original or not, but I just need a little bit more. I just need a tiny bit just to get over the, let's see. It's a very thin wire, so it should be okay. Should be able to just pull it right over. Regardless. Alright. Pull you straight. People love to work on these radios, you know. They're such a pain, you know, the point-to-point, especially one like this that it's so messy and everything is in just kind of just jammed in there. Make sure that thing is out. We don't want to put this thing down and it's still got a flame coming out of the end of it. Alright, so now we could probably just push it back in here. Get it back to where it was. Basically, there it goes, right in there. That's basically where it was, and then I think that... Oop, oh, the speaker. I heard something, but I don't see any more. Not that I can make it any worse than it really is. Alright, well... Let's see. Let's see if that made it. We can't check it because I chopped the leads off it. But let's see if it works any better. Let's see.
Everlasting life.
There you go.
There in just a few minutes, Patrick Madrid later on, and then Patrick Conley with the...
How amazing is that?
Eyeball Sonic. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 4 a.m. Central, or on the relevant radio app. Go out and make this a great day and live in the light of the Lord.
I touched that. You don't want to touch that.
Courtesy. Now in these later years of my career, I am using that success to focus on something.
So if somebody bought this radio and replaced all the caps, it would have fixed it.
Paycheck to make a difference. To a child, $1 can improve safety and most of all hope. Together,
You need just a tad of oil on that bearing in there, maybe. Oh yeah, that loosened it right up. I don't know if this is an antenna as well.
From the Detroit and Stylus Jones Studios, KXNT North Las Vegas, KXGQ HD2 Henderson, News Talk 840.
Let's see.
Always live on the Free Odyssey app. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. I'm Deborah Rodriguez. President Trump says yes.
I wonder if I should try to turn those coils without using a signal generator or anything. And also, I wonder what this is. I don't know.
Correspondent Ed O'Keefe from the White House. The president's confirmation comes as the U.S. military has surged forces into the Caribbean. More than in two captains aboard the USS Edith Jude. So far, the administration's announced 5 strikes on boats.
I guess the other one.
It claims they were filled with drugs and narcotics. Day 16 of the warning on ending the government shutdown. CBS's Nicole Kidder. Leader soon, kind of what his thinking or strategy is going forward. He continues to insist that Democrats need to sign on to this short-term funding bill. The judge has temporarily blocked the president from filing.
Amazing. Well,
Typhoon Halong has come and gone, but the record storm surge along Alaska's southwestern coast has left hundreds of people trapped. Emergency management
you know what? It looks like Absolutely amazing. I have these kits that are all a bunch of coil tuners. But those actually look like there's a ferrite core in there, but they're very tiny. Then I got this kit. This is like the super kit. Oh, I can't even look at all the pieces in that one. I can't even get it under the. This one may work. Let's see. We may have a good piece in this one. Gotta make it work. Nope, too big. I'm sure I have probably not the best idea to turn it anyway, but let's see here. We need to, probably best to put it back in the case and use the right antenna. But I don't know. Anyway. I wonder about these coils though. Oh, I wonder about those coils. I wonder if they're, let's put this box back together. I'm still curious to know what that is. If that's, what does that do? It sure looks like it looks like it's got contacts in there, but I have no idea. Does it turn? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what that is. It's got some little black battery keeps dying on this thing. And anyway, I think I had enough of it anyway. We're going to go ahead and try to put it back together. It works for the most part. Maybe not as sensitive. It's only got 4 tubes in it. So make sure I got all the pieces back in there where they belong. Get this beautiful cover back on. I don't know where this is. The speaker wire comes out of there, and it sure looks like it was being pinched anyway, but wow. I guess there's no little. Well, there's a little spot right there, so it's got to come. It's got to be from like right in there, because there's a little indentation right there. So I got to assume that it meant to come from back here. So I need, let's see, another screwdriver to get that wire bent the right way. Let's see, I think that's how it goes, like that. That's how it should have gone in the first place. Alright. What happened to the 2 screws that went in there? Here's one of them. Hope I didn't lose them. Now there's at least one. screw's so short, it's longer than the screwdriver, so the end of this thing. So, all right, where's the other one? Hello, screw. Come on, let's go. Where are you? Where are you? Did I lose you? I may have lost you. I'm sure it's here somewhere, but I know it's here somewhere. Let me look on the floor here real quick. It's kind of crazy. The thing just love to just disappear. All right. Let's see if I can get it back. This other one back in here. Yep. There you go. Make sure that bar is not being pinched, although it was already being pinched, because somebody looks like they took it out and put it back in the wrong spot. Wow. Alright, let's get it back in there, in this beautiful radio case. No, you stay shut. We're just going to leave that speaker for now. It seems to sound okay, for what it is anyway, so I don't know. So it looks like this one went over here. I wonder if this radio was ever a decent performing radio. Something tells me no, but how good it should have sounded is another story. Alright, so I just saw the screws, but here it is right here. Little Phillips screws that go in the back here. Is that right? I don't know if that's correct. It's kind of small. I think this was the screw that went there. That's one. Where's another one? That could be it. I think it's this one. Yeah, here it is. I got it. And then the battery terminals are just stuffed in the top. I wonder if it matters. Push the knobs back on. Where are those knobs? The knobs. There's the knobs right here. Well, they can go on any old way. How does it? Let's see. Maybe like that? I don't know. Close. Yeah, it looks right. Then this 55 to 160. Let's see. Does that look good? Kind of hits the... There may have been like a little spacer back there at one time that's not here anymore. I don't know. I don't know.
Of this papacy identifying artificial he's going to talk about it.
Sounds a little crackly. I wonder if those IF coils are bad in there. I have a feeling. Something tells me that those IF coils are bad. Anyway.
I offer much more.
on AI and the dignity of
That's it for this beautiful radio.
the pastor of St.
Say-
Thomas Parish in Narragansett.
Say goodbye to the Motorola.
Long-time relevant radio.
She's working as best as she's going to work while I own it anyway. Thanks for watching. And we'll come up with something else next time. Thank you, and stay safe, be good, and so on. Bye-bye.